have to respect Jesse. It's a command from God, and he needs to love me, and that is a command from God as well.
Hey
guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, thank you for joining us today. We are starting a new series today called Love and Respect. This is a book we read prior to getting engaged, and we learned so much from this book, and we hope to share this with you guys, so make sure you stay along.
So this is going to be like kind of laying the groundwork for the upcoming series, kind of just introduce a little bit what the book's about, some of our old thoughts, and kind of how we are trying to do things in our marriage now as we go through the series.
So initially, I thought that love and respect should only be earned. I can only respect Jesse when he respects me, you know. But then reading this book, I realized that no, it's totally wrong. I have to respect Jesse. It's a command from God, and he needs to love me, and that is a command from God as well. So even if he's not giving me the respect, if he's not giving me the love that I need, I still need to give him that respect. Giving him that respect might, you know, ignite him, make him think like, oh, I have to give her this love she needs, you know. But yeah, it's a command from God, and you have to go according to God's will if you're a Christian. We did this poll on Instagram and Facebook, and as you can see from the screen, majority of people believe that couples or partners or significant others should earn your love or respect, and this is all we have to say about it. It shouldn't be earned, it should be given. It should, what's the right word?
Unconditional?
Yeah, it should be unconditional, you know. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Yeah, it will be tough. And as we go through this series, you guys get to know what you need to do to respect your husband and the things the husband needs to do to love the wife. Yeah.
But a little bit of a disclaimer for the series. With it being a book based on like the Bible and the Bible's principles for marriages, it's going to work best and it's going to come to its full fruit in a Christian marriage who view the Bible and view God as like the highest authority. Obviously, if you have one partner who is a Christian and one who's not, that partner isn't held to the same like standard or commitment. At least they don't value that commitment the same that the other partner does. And if neither of you happen to believe in God or take any of that seriously, these are still good commands. I mean, obviously we believe He's the creator of the universe, probably knows a thing or two about creating people and how we should act. But if you don't believe that, I mean, still love and respect are great ways to just improve your marriage. And see what you think about what we say and kind of apply it in your own life.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, this will be the cover of our Love and Respect book by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs, like I with names all the time. So we can't take any credit for this book. It's definitely all up to this guy and, you know, his teachings and what the Lord's revealed to him through his book and what he teaches.
Yeah.
The main verse that he focuses on is from Ephesians 5:33. So we will kind of dig into that and see what he says. Just give you guys a little bit of a taste and reveal kind of where we're basing all this off of. But in Ephesians 5:33, the husband must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. And then he kind of makes another reference that Paul isn't making suggestions. He is issuing commands from God himself. So that kind of obviously puts like the statement out there that this is not an optional thing. This is not something that you can do when you feel like it. It is a command from God to married couples that I must love my wife and that she must respect me. Yeah, so going that, we're going to kind of dig in a little bit to why women would need to respect the man and why men need to respect the women. So this is kind of one based on that respect passage for
Ephesians?
Yeah. So therefore, this passage must be acted on in faith. God has ordained that wives respect their husbands as a method to win husbands to himself. As a husband opens his spirit to God, he reopens his spirit to his wife. No husband feels affection toward a wife who appears to have contempt for who he is as a human being. The key to creating fond feelings of love in a husband toward his wife is through showing him unconditional respect. So I don't know, as we kind of go through that, it'd just be really great that, like, as men connect with God and as we feel respect from our wife, it will just, like, well up inside of us these feelings, just to act the way we need to and to show our wife love, because we are, we're feeding from God in that way, and He is pouring through us into our lives. So that's kind of a really good way to look at it, and helps us follow those commands and like arrange it in our mind to where we're more likely to, follow those instructions and follow them with like good conviction, instead of just like, no, I gotta do this, like, cleaning your bed like your mom tells you. But kind of going to one for the other way for wives. So Ephesians 5, where Paul says husbands ought to love their wives as they do themselves. As Paul says, no one ever hated his own flesh, but cherishes it. The passage clearly says that a husband cherishes his own flesh. He is to cherish his wife in that same way. A wife longs to be that special person Paul describes. She wants to be cherished as a princess, not revered as a queen. She longs to be first in importance to him. So yeah, obviously, if men can view, or at least understand that concept, because in a lot of ways men are just kind of clueless on kind of how women think, so at least that may give us a little bit of insight to like, oh, I need to do this so she feels important. And if we do it in a way that, we treat them equal to as we would treat ourselves, as we care for them, as we care for our own bodies, helps paint a better picture. And like in the last passage, how it mentioned that it's hard for like a man to show his wife love if he feels like she's giving him like contempt all the time, like degrading him and all that. So obviously the wife can build up her husband in those ways, and then the husband can in return love his wife in those ways.
Yeah.
And even if your husband isn't being loving, or if your wife isn't being respectful, it is still a command for us to show love in that way. It's like a sacrifice, because ultimately we are not doing that to please my wife, or she is not being respectful to please me. We're both doing it because it is a command from God and we wish to please Him. So just like an act of faith and act of service that we do these things. So yeah, hopefully that gave you at least a little bit more to think about. In the following weeks, they gave us these acronyms for men and women to follow. They kind of have like nice taglines or suggestions. Yeah. So the one for women is going to be chairs, and the one for men is going to be called couples. So we'll break down each letter, and it's got like a really nice, kind of like a short little phrase you can think about, and kind of enact that in your life and just apply those in your daily conversations, in your walk with your spouse. Yeah,
and whilst we are discussing those, we'll try to give examples, probably 1 or 2 examples, like personal examples if you have any, to help like give better understanding to like the discussions, or to each acronym.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We really hope you guys get something out of this. I mean, we really did.
Yeah, we did.
We had a friend recommend the book, and we really enjoyed it. Definitely gave us a lot to think about, and kind of help, like mold our expectations kind of going into marriage, instead of having all these wild fantasies, and like really laying out like what kind of work it is for a marriage. And then also there's tons of things in this book that we won't be able to mention.
Yeah, so we'll advise that you get this book. Even if you're already married, you can still get this book and read it. It's very good. Yeah.
Definitely is.
And do you want to say something else?
Only that if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to message us. Let us know what you think, and we hope this can do some good for you.
We hope you enjoyed this series, and as I said, learn something from it. Don't forget to share it with your friends and your family, because I'm very sure they'll learn something good from this. And like this video if you do enjoy watching. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
See you in the next few weeks.
Yeah.